Hi class, this video is intended to help you write an introduction for an argumentative piece. So before we talk about the introduction, let's look at the entire argumentative essay structure. So when you start with an introduction, you are going to provide a hook to get your reader's attention. Then you will give some background information on the topic. You're going to go ahead and introduce the counterclaim in your introduction, which is something we haven't done before. Then you're going to give your thesis. Then for this essay, you're going to provide 3 body paragraphs. In all 3 of those paragraphs, you will use pi. We will state our point. You're going to actually write a whole sentence to introduce the text you're going to use. You'll provide an illustration and then explain how that illustration supports your point. In your concluding paragraph, you'll use concluding words, and then you will restate the main points you discussed in your body paragraphs. So this week, I'm going to ask you to write to this prompt: should Syrian refugee children be required to attend school? So let's look a little bit deeper at what you would include in an introduction for an argumentative piece. So you'll start with a hook, and some strategies for that hook are to ask your reader a question. Perhaps you want to share an interesting fact, or a relevant quote, or maybe a short story, which we call an anecdote. After you have your reader's attention, then you're going to give some background information. So here you'll introduce the topic and summarize the issue that you're going to be discussing. So tell them anything that you feel like they need to know to be able to understand your argumentative piece. Then in the introduction, we're actually going to go ahead and state the counterclaim. So here, instead of saying what you think about the issue, you're actually going to address the other side first. Then in your thesis, you're going to refute that counterclaim by stating your opinion, and then give at least 3 reasons why you feel this way. Those are the reasons that you'll write about in your body paragraphs. Okay, so here is an introduction. If you think back to the objective summary screencast that I made last week, this example is based on the same topic about scientists releasing these chemicals in the ocean to try to repel live sharks. So in this example, you will see that my hook is highlighted in pink. I will give my reader some background information in orange. I'm going to present the counterclaim in yellow. And then in my thesis, I am going to state my stance on the issue and provide 3 reasons why I feel this way. And again, that's what I would base my body paragraphs on. So my hook starts like this. Snorkeling in the ocean can be an exhilarating experience until one begins to question what might be lurking down below. The fear of sharks can seriously impact an enjoyable day swimming in the sea. Now I'll give some background. Recently, scientists at a company called Shark Defense started testing various ways to keep sharks away from humans. They found that the smell of rotting sharks may actually keep live sharks away. So they made a chemical that smells like dead and rotting sharks. Scientists believe this chemical might be able to repel sharks. Now I'm going to give the counterclaim. So this is not what I believe. Some may believe that this is a great idea since people will be able to enjoy time in the water without worrying about shark attacks. Here's my thesis. However, creating chemicals to release in the ocean is dangerous because they may harm the environment, they could be harmful to people, and they can create a false sense of safety. So now I want you to begin outlining and thinking through what you might put in your introduction for this prompt. Should Syrian refugee children be required to attend school? So I want you to think about that hook and how you're going to engage your readers. Are you going to ask a question or state an interesting fact or share a quote or tell a short story? I have some language support in the middle for you to get started. And then on the right side, go ahead and make some notes. So if you think back to our do now, or maybe something that you've already read about refugees, how might you get your readers' attention? Next, I want you to think about the background information or the context. How are you going to give your reader some information about this topic? So again, there's some sentence frames in the middle column, and then you can take some notes there on the right. And if you don't have the information that you need yet, maybe there you can just write down what you feel like you want to find because you want to make sure your reader understands. I also want you to start thinking about what your thesis might be. You don't need to make your decision quite yet about how you feel about this because I want you to do some reading, but you can go ahead and start thinking about that. So this isn't a true outline quite yet for your piece. We're just starting to take some notes just to get our thinking started. So you are welcome to take these notes either on the homework packet, which is posted on Google Classroom, so you can do this assignment digitally. You also have the option of getting a hard copy and taking some notes on that one and submitting it with your homework as a paper copy. Okay, good luck with your outlining, and later this week we'll be talking about the body paragraphs and the conclusion. Have fun.